Hello, Revit Nation. This is Chris with ValorVDC, where we're building better families and better Revit workflows. And today, I'd like to take a few minutes and talk to you about the Charlotte CPVC FlowGuard Gold fittings we created. These fittings are designed to be within a 32nd of an inch of the dimensions shown in the Charlotte pressure fitting catalog. They are designed not only for pressure systems, but also waste systems too. So if need be, you can run them on slope for mechanical condensate. So let's take a few minutes and jump over to Revit and see these things in action. So what I did here was I found a sample residence in, I believe, Revit 2020 data sets. And I uploaded that and I just ran a water supply system. I threw in a water heater, that's also a data set, and a couple of my family layout fixtures so that I have something to pipe through. This is a 3D view. So as we go into it, you can see how we come off the water heater. We got the T's. I even got a few of these male-female adapters. You can see how they go together. If I go to wireframe and we look at it from a top view, zoom into this here. You can see that they even got threading on the ends of the fittings. Moving on from here, so let's go to the basement level, which you can see what this looks like. So what I did was I took the Revit template and I modified it so that I could get these nice, pretty lines in here by going into Manage, MEP Settings, Mechanical Settings, and I just adjusted the pipe fittings. I turned off the annotation scale for single lines, and then I reduced the pipe fitting size to 3/32 and the rise drop symbols to 3/32. I just want you guys to know that I made modifications to the template so that if you do get these and you start running them and they don't look exactly like mine, well, there's a good reason for it because I made these additional changes. Also, I made one other change to get these pretty line styles. So I went into MEP designs, additional settings and line patterns. And in the line patterns dialog, I created some domestic water line patterns so that I can get dash dot for cold, dash dot dot for hot water, and dash dot dot for hot water return. I don't have a return system, but if I were to have one, it would definitely be triple dots instead of that. Now, getting back to the fittings, I have the entire FlowGuard Gold database in here. I believe there's 17 fittings total from the catalog. Now, getting into the meat and potatoes of things, let's look and see how these fittings are routed. So if I go over here and I go to the Systems tab, and I click on Pipe, and I come down and click on Pipe, and say, no, I don't want to save. And then I come down here, let's change this to, domestic cold water. And you can pick an elevation, say 6 foot, and you can just pick your size, 3/4, and you'll have to create your own pipe type, obviously. You come in here and you can create it and you can set it up the way you want. So I got all these fittings set up. So I just come in here and I just click anywhere. And oh, by the way, you want to run all your pipe in a fine view. And then if you want to show it in single line, show it in single line. It's just much easier to make sure the fittings are working right and that they don't break. When I mean break, they will become distorted, which I will show you in just a few minutes. But you can run these on a 45. Click here. You can run them on a 90. You can turn up. Let's go to 8 feet. Or let's just say 7'2". We can go over here. We can take these fittings, you can turn them into T's, just like you can with normal Revit families. Come out the side, and you can click here. You can say draw pipe, and you can go in here and you can say that I want it to be a 1/2 inch pipe, and draw from there. And the T will automatically adjust. You can come in here and you can say, okay, well, I want to put a let's just start here. Let's change this to a 1 inch line. We'll start here and we can come out here with a T, and the T will automatically draw in there. Now, interesting enough, the one thing that all ValorVDC fittings have is it's frustrating because when you look at this drop down, you can never see what type of fitting you're selecting. And that's always frustrated me the most of the way Revit handles that. So what I do is if you click on the T, it doesn't matter if it's a T, an elbow, a fitting, and you come over here and you look at the properties palette, I included a yes/no parameter. Basically, it does nothing except tell you all the available fitting sizes shown for this type of fittings. And I listed it under segments and fittings. So if you get tired of looking at it, all you got to do is go to the arrows. You can click on them, and it'll hide the segments and fittings, especially once you get into the copper fittings. There's millions of them. But earlier I said that I'd talk about breaking a fitting. So if I go here and I slice the pipe, and it'll add 2 couplings in there, and I delete them, and I make this pipe and this pipe 2-inch. And I take this one and I make 1.25 inches. You get the good old-fashioned "I hate you" message, and you're like, what the hell? Why does it look like that? And you can go over here back to your segments and fittings, and you can scroll down. You can see that they make a 2x2x1 and a 2x2 by 1.5 inches. But for some reason, Charlotte stopped, and they didn't make the 1.25 inch CPVC fitting. Not sure why, but what I would do is I would just go in here and I would make this 1.5 inches, and the fittings repaired. And one more thing for our pipe fitting families, the Street 45s, we have the ability to flip them to other sides. So let me go to the systems palette and go over here to pipe fitting, click on that, and I can come down here and I can find a Street 45. Where are you at? You're further down here. Elbows. Here we go, Street 45. And it'll do with the Street 92, but when you click on it, you have the ability to flip the fitting so that the street end will flip around. So sometimes when you're doing an auto route, the street fitting might come on the wrong side. Like for instance, right here, if I was to come in here and say I want to add a street fitting there for some reason. So if I come here and I scroll down to a Street 45, and I draw a Street 45 off the end here, and it doesn't come in on the right side, I can come in here, I can click on it, I can flip it, and then I can use my handy dandy delete pipe option in the Vic Tools and come in here and click that, and then now you got a Street 45 that joins in with another 45. It also works on Street 90, so if I come over here and I click on this fitting, I had to exit the command, and I click on this fitting and I go to a Street 90, it will also flip accordingly, and it goes the other way. So in closing, get on over to ValorVDC.com and say hello. If you have any questions, leave a question in the comments of this video, or you can click on the Contact Us form in the footer at ValorVDC.com, and you can go ahead and shoot me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. These fittings are very inexpensive as compared to other places that want to actually charge you for stuff that works. They're $1.25 a pop. If you buy the entire collection, I think I priced it at $15. Or you can become a family member, and family members get to unlimited access to the fittings and other items that are soon to come, like the forums and the A2R data sets that are going to be available with our AutoCAD 2 Revit series that I'm going to be making.